And we'll see the replay here. It's Johnny Cardoso with a brilliant interception. And then he gets the assist for the goal as well as he plays it back to Willian Jose.
Yeah, a lot of good cage match stuff there. Daniel, what how do you react to this? What are you seeing from Johnny?
I think in the last 18 months he's become a different player. I put in a lot of hours for Internacional because I had to justify to my wife to keep Paramount Plus. So they had the Brazilian league. So, and she would see me watching Inter. She said, "This is a team you follow. This is a team you like." I said, "Yeah." So in 2021, Johnny was like an 8. Sometimes he played like a right midfield, but he wasn't like a winger. He would tuck in a lot. And he would commit a lot of penalties. He would the timing of the tackle was just bad. There was one point where he led the league in penalty. I think he had 4 at one point, and that led the league. But then I think it started to click for him around July or August 2022. And I think that's why he got that camp invite before Qatar. I think there was an injury, but Johnny was next man up. And I don't think he was going to Qatar per se at that point in time, but I do think he maybe earned that call up. And last season in the Brasileiro, he was one of the better 6s in the entire league, I think. And they said Coudet didn't want to sell him in the summer. He would probably already be at Real Betis. If Coudet said, "No, I want to keep him, sell him in the winter, but you're not selling him. I need him." And yeah, he's become a very different player.
You think mostly in the way he covers ground and tackles and the timing of his tackles, or also how he is on the ball?
The timing of his tackles he's a lot more patient. He used to just dive in all the time, but he's a little more patient. He waits for the attacker to make the move rather than for Johnny to get that toe in no matter what. And I think his passing has always been there at somewhat. I do think at Inter, it was just a lot of square ball to whoever the playmaker was, whether it was Mauricio or Aringuez or whoever. So he didn't get to show it off as much, but I do think he's always had that.
So it was just one of those things where, like, because I remember like watching Weston like coming up, where like you had to really watch him, because like if you didn't, you would miss the 1 or 2 times a game where he would play a nice ball. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it would come like once every month, once every 2 weeks or something. But it's like, okay, you see it, so you know he has it. But yeah, every time I tuned in to watch Johnny, man, it was a lot of back passes, a lot of square balls. So you're saying like, every once in a while he would sprinkle a little razzle dazzle in there. That was going on.
Yeah. I think for a while he was just very much safety first. We're going to keep possession no matter what. I'm not going to be the adventurous one. Like I said, Mauricio, he's going to be the adventurous one. And I'll just, if nothing's on, it's going back to the center back.
And I wonder on the defensive timing stuff. I don't think I'm imagining this, but maybe it was 4 or 5 years ago when we were first hearing about him. He was a 9. Does anyone remember that? Didn't he start as a striker?
He floated around for a little while. I don't know that much about it, but I do know they tried him as a right winger for a little bit, and then as a 9. Then he just kind of kept moving back. As he went up in age group, he kept moving back. And that's all I know. I don't know how long he spent at any one position.
Well, so go ahead, Vince.
Well, just real quick to cap this off. So Daniel, as a coach, you know what I'm saying? Like what do you what are the steps that players take to make these steps? You know what I'm saying? Like we said, he's gotten better at these different specific things, but like, how does a coach go about getting this out of a person, or how does the player go about getting it out of himself?
Well, like I said, I think as you move up in age groups, you kind of those key characteristics stand out just a little bit more, and the deficiencies also stand out a little bit more. I think, like with Johnny, he probably had a coach telling him, like when he was committing like 4 penalties in 10 games or whatever that crazy run was. This coach is like, you have to be patient. You cannot make the superhero tackle here. Just contain. And he obviously got it. Lesson learned, message heard. And I just think constantly repeating because his aerial ability is very good.
Yes,
his ability to cover ground is very good and probably an underrated part of his game. But yeah, I think just being a patient player is the main thing, and he's definitely got that now.
Phil. So I just want to bring this up. We kind of just with the assist, and with the clip the Bells played, you can't really see it, but it's like it's a pass that's played to Johnny. It gets cut out, you know what I'm saying? And now he's on the counter press. He just goes hunting. He presses the first dude, makes him passes it back. Then goes to get that dude, and that's the dude that he mugs and takes the ball off. And Bob Morocco was in the game thread on Discord, and he was judiciously deciding if he should give Johnny the full credit for the assist. And if you look back, you see who's that? William Jose, I think.
That's the goal scorer. Yeah.
Former Sociedad, man, if I'm not mistaken. But he points exactly to where Johnny plays that cutback to. He sees the center back dropping, points here, like, hey, the space is going to be here. The center back is, retreating. Johnny plays it exactly where he wanted it. And he struck it, put that thing home. So just all credit to that man. I am extremely impressed